just taking and taking and taking, and those things are related. And this is the piece that I wrote is to explain the history, because a lot of people just see what's happening on the surface. They don't see beyond that. And this is a long time coming, you know. This is 100 years of residential schools. This is 500 years of colonization. This didn't just happen overnight, and we're not going to get out of it overnight. But part of getting out of it is teaching people the correct history, because they're not learning it in their schools. So this thing is called My Observation, and it goes into a poem called Fire in the Water. I could never imagine the pain in the mother's heart when life takes a turn for the worse and creator's art becomes another canvas that will never be completed. I'm a few degrees away and 1,000 times defeated. My energy is depleted, but I want to stand and fight, swinging with the spirits that have traveled back into the light. I feel the tears and depression, fears and aggression, woven in society from years of repression. The violence is normalized, the silence is horrifying, truth is denied, and the fact is that more are dying. You don't have to tell me how you feel, cause I can see it in your eyes, and they don't have to prove to me that the pain is real, cause I can hear it in their cries. Well, it's a type of heartbreak that takes more than tears and time to stitch up any wounds and heal the scars they leave behind. The separation from the fam, segregation on the land, it was all part of the plan, and the blood is on their hands. It's all divide and conquer, colonize and slaughter, stabbing at the heart through the backs of our grandfathers. Now we see our daughters that are disappearing quickly, say it's through the cracks while ignoring all the history. Government's been scooping babies way before the 60s. When you legalize abduction, you legalize the misery. So now you see the mystery is really not too complicated. Justice is unequally distributed. My observation, money to be made while the kids are steady oscillating. Splitting up a family is now become an occupation, and it's been part of the occupation since residential schools enforced starvation. It's a nation with racism here since the start of it. Hard to let go cause it's carved in the heart of it. Relation to the land in our eyes, we're a part of it. Roots where I stand, I could never depart from it. They're telling me to let it go, the past is in the past. Some to forget about this, better times to have. But it's that attitude that brought us to exactly where we are. Spinning tires in the mud, allowing fracking in the yard. Set fire to the water, we don't need it anymore. Poison all the medicines, we don't deserve a cure. It's all about the dollar and the monetary gain. So forget you in the treaties, from the oceans to the plains. And this is what they telling us in media, it's selling us stories of protectors that are protesting rebellious, protecting private sector. Spin the story, it's insidious, barrels to a head, they won't be happy till they're rid of us. So how do they sleep at night, rolling up and give it light? Post-traumatic stress arrest while violating treaty rights. So tell me how this differs from starving out the West, moving out the Indians. They never know what's best, but I ain't saying follow me, by product of the colony. Speaking English on a beat, ignoring all the irony. Struggle with identity for most of my adulthood. I ain't saying this for the sake of trying to sound good, just promoting honesty. It has become an anomaly. On a mission, honestly, how do I say this honorably? Solemnly, I swear to give the best of my abilities. Foolishly, I care about the people and their liberties. Set fire to the water, we don't need it anymore. Poison all the medicines, we don't deserve a cure. It's all about the dollar and the monetary gain. So forget you in the treaties, from the oceans to the plains, This next song is dedicated to the memory of Farron Hall and Tina Fontaine. Very tragic stories that came out of my city of Winnipeg. Tina was a 15-year-old girl from Sagging First Nation. Farron was a homeless man. They called him the homeless hero. And if you do a Google search, you know, you can find out about those people. This is a song I kind of wrote about that experience.